At the very heart of the artificial intelligence revolution, you'll find a single company. But its story doesn't begin in a data center. It starts in the world of video games. This is an analysis of how NVIDIA, through a deliberate, long-term strategy, engineered its position as the undisputed power in AI. So the real question is, how did this happen? We're not just talking about simple growth here. We're talking about total market dominance. And the answer isn't a single breakthrough. It's a masterclass in strategy, foresight, and execution that was constructed piece by piece over decades. The story of this dominance really begins with a fundamental choice, a decision to see their core technology not for what it was at the time, but for what it could one day become. You see, NVIDIA started out building what are called graphics processing units, GPUs, and their job was to render these hyper-realistic images for video games. But its leadership saw a hidden power within that hardware. So they made a conscious pivot to transform these specialized graphics chips into powerful general-purpose computing engines. And that one decision, well, it would redefine the entire industry. While the rest of the industry was chasing faster central processing units, or CPUs, which are great for single, complex tasks, NVIDIA invested in a totally different approach: parallel computing. Their GPUs were built to handle thousands of simple tasks all at the same time, in perfect unison. And this design, which was originally for graphics, turned out to be the perfect blueprint for the massive repetitive calculations that are the foundation of artificial intelligence. But here's the thing, the hardware alone wasn't enough. In what was an absolutely pivotal move, NVIDIA released CUDA. Think of it as the software key that would finally unlock the immense power of their GPUs. It gave developers and researchers a platform to program the chips for all kinds of complex computations. It essentially turned a consumer graphics card into a personal supercomputer. So by investing in parallel computing and then building the software to harness it, NVIDIA established a huge, and as it turns out, very durable lead. While its competitors were busy refining an old model of computing, NVIDIA was already laying the foundation for the next one. Now, having a technological edge is often temporary. To make their advantage permanent, NVIDIA began to build something far more durable, a competitive moat, a deep defensive barrier around their entire business. NVIDIA's strategy was never just about selling silicon. It was about building an entire infrastructure. They developed these comprehensive software platforms, sophisticated tools for developers, and complete integrated systems. Their technology was no longer just a component you could swap out. It became the entire environment you worked in. And this created a powerful lock-in effect. As developers started using CUDA, they invested years of their work, building code, conducting research, and gaining institutional knowledge, all on NVIDIA's platform. An entire ecosystem of applications began to emerge, and they were all dependent on NVIDIA hardware. So the cost of switching to a competitor wasn't just financial anymore, it was developmental. It became prohibitively high. The result of all this was a market with almost no effective competition. NVIDIA had built a fortress, not just on technology alone, but on a deeply entrenched ecosystem that rivals found nearly impossible to break into. So NVIDIA had spent decades building the engine and the infrastructure. The only thing missing was a global catalyst, that one moment that would make their vision indispensable. And then it happened. Breakthroughs in machine learning and neural networks triggered a massive explosion in demand. Suddenly, the world needed an astronomical amount of processing power for AI. A brand new market appeared, and it was growing at an unprecedented rate. This was the moment their long-term strategy was built for. As the rest of the industry scrambled to adapt, NVIDIA was already there, positioned as the essential provider of the tools everyone needed. They weren't just ready, they were waiting. Almost overnight, NVIDIA's GPUs went from being a specialized component to being the fundamental building block of the AI industry. From research labs to the world's largest corporations, if you wanted to build advanced AI at scale, you were fundamentally dependent on NVIDIA's technology. So when you look at NVIDIA's dominance today, it's crucial to understand that it wasn't an accident. It was the direct result of a deliberate, long-term strategy, combined with precise execution and just impeccable timing. NVIDIA's path to dominance was really secured by 4 key pillars. First, that visionary pivot from just graphics to general computing. Second, the creation of the CUDA software moat. Third, the strategic construction of that entire ecosystem. And finally, flawless execution when the AI moment finally arrived. NVIDIA has built what seems to be an unbreachable fortress. But in an industry that's defined by constant disruption, history shows us that no position of power is permanent. And that leaves us with an enduring question. It's not how this kingdom was built, but how long can it possibly last?
This is CorpFile, inside the world of big brands. Subscribe to explore the real stories behind the companies that shape our world.